Leo, thank you for joining me for this month's astrology and tarot reading. My name is Gregory Scott and it's really nice to be with you again today. I hope you've had a fabulous October and let's have a look at what November is bringing up for you. So, the rundown of the astrology is the beginning of the month really has a strong focus on your family life and also healing past beliefs and hurts that have come about as a result of your family. So, I read somewhere that we all have something like 20,000 hours of dialogue in our heads from our parents. So, for instance, if you were growing up and your parents told you you were the most wonderful, fantastic, glorious individual, then you'll have 20,000 hours of that going through your head. However, if they said something like you'll never amount to anything and you're not very good, you'll have 20,000 hours of that. And the beginning of the month is a wonderful time for you to feel those things again. I mean, if it's negative, it doesn't feel that wonderful. But I'm getting that you'll spend some time with family and those issues will come up again. Now, the positive is that you're really sensitive to these things at this time of the month. And because you're so sensitive, you're actually able to identify them. Whereas you haven't been able to identify them in the past, and you've kind of had this undercurrent of, why do I feel like this? You haven't really got it. But because you're so sensitive, you'll make them explicit in your own mind, and you'll be able to realize what they are. That way you can work on them, let them go, and I see that you're able to let them go through your spiritual practice. So for instance, let's say your mother always told you that you were never very good looking and that you had to settle for whoever you could get because you're not that attractive. You really become aware of that, which is a horrible thing to say, by the way, but I'm giving you a horrible example. What you're able to do is you're able to sit down and meditate and to hand that over to your higher power or your guides or your angels, whoever you work with, and you're going to say, I realize I have this belief and I don't want to have it anymore. You take it and it's like, takes the power out of it and you're able to get on with your life. By the 5th of November, we celebrate Guy Fawkes Day here in the UK, and I love that holiday. It's, I think the history about it is a couple of hundred years ago, there's a guy called Guy Fawkes who tried to blow up Parliament, and it's still remembered today, and we remember it by lighting these bonfires. And to me, it's a wonderful time because it gets really dark here in November, and we've just changed the clocks at the end of October, and it's all about bringing light into that darkness and really getting, easing into this period of less light, of staying in the house more, of really becoming much more insular. And it's a wonderful time to connect with people and to really make that shift into the changed or altered season. Okay, right, that's my Guy Fawkes history lesson there. Full moon is on the 6th, and that happens in your 10th house of career in Taurus. So you blossom in your career life, and you really are able to use that energy that you created through re-examining your beliefs and through feeling and loving your family, and now you're able to shift the focus and really use all that energy and just blossom in your career life. It's interesting, sometimes you do something in one theme or area of your life and it has a knock-on effect with another theme. So because you're excelling at the emotional side of things, somehow that bleeds over into your working life and you really become very successful there. Mercury goes into Scorpio in the 4th house on the 9th, and it joins all of that movement and activity that you have in your area of family. You've got your Sun there, Venus, Midheaven, Saturn, and now Mercury, and it really creates a rock-solid foundation and focus for you. And what's great about this is that Jupiter squares this. Jupiter is the lucky planet. So this is really a family month for you, and it's so interesting that, these kind of themes come at different times of the year for you, but Leo is a sign that's very much outward looking, and November is a time that's very much inward looking, and the family in the 4th house is very much about inward. It's your roots. Where do I come from? And your Jupiter, it's in Leo, joins this and really allows you to expand the love and positive feeling and connection you have with your family members. You also start to feel much better about yourself as a result. You know, sometimes we forget things. And by reminiscing sometimes with family, it's like, oh, you have been there for me all the time. I wasn't alone even when I felt that way. You've got a Grand Cross in your chart now on the 11th, and that's an important day for you. It's between your Moon in the 12th, your North Node in the 3rd, your Pluto and Mars in the 6th, and your Uranus in your 9th. Wow, a lot going on. So you're going to be pulled, you're going to feel like you're being pulled in loads of different directions. It's between wanting to explore things, wanting to communicate who you are and communicate in a positive way. It's about wanting to be more forceful or wanting to be a force for good in the world. This is your day of charity. You can really make a difference and really help other people on this day. Focus then moves back onto your family. 13th, 14th, you become really sensitive to the family connection. So I would suggest spend time with family. And it's what I said just now about being a force for good. It may be that you help your family. Maybe there's been some trauma or crisis in your family. And by feeling your feelings and connecting with other people's feelings and discovering how they remember things, you could really be a force for good in your family life. And really transform past disappointments or hurts or grievances and overcome those. Venus goes into Sagittarius in your 5th house on the 17th of November, and now the focus shifts a little bit. You stop being such a kind of do-gooder in your family life, and you start to explore the romantic side of your nature, and you start to look for experiences in that area of your life. And again, this is connected with a dream of something very spiritual, something very emotional, something deeply intimate to you. And it's like, I've always wanted to be with a certain type of person, and you now start to actively pursue that. Well, I don't know why this is coming to me, but the Ariel in The Little Mermaid, she has this dream. I love that film, by the way. Okay, Ariel, she met this Prince Eric, and she loved him, but he was a human being and she was a mermaid, so she couldn't be with him. But it was her absolute dream, and she didn't stop. She pursued him. She even went to see Ursula the Sea Witch just to be with him. And that's what you do. You become Ariel. You go after your Prince Eric. Okay. The 22nd is the new moon, and the new moon is a time of really planting the seeds and really focusing on setting intentions, what it is you want. And it's between family and it's between romance. So the moon is in your family sector and the sun is in the romance sector with the goddess of love, Aphrodite, Venus, and your midheaven. So this means that not only do you pursue this, but you want Eric to be your husband. You want to have a family. You want to create your own family unit. You want to create your own structure. And now that you've healed all the hurts in your own family, you want to create your own better family unit and structure. That's a wonderful impulse to have your own family, to take care of other people, to be with them. By the time Thanksgiving comes around, you're fully in romance mode, and so between the 17th and the 27th, I see it's very likely for you to meet someone and to absolutely fall head over heels in love. Wow, isn't that awesome? And if you are in a relationship already, the romance just reignites and re-blossoms, and the dream of the romance. If you got married and you went on your honeymoon to Hawaii and it was all strawberries and champagne and walks on the beach and the wind blowing in your hair and beautiful gorgeousness, and that kind of has got a little bit flat over the years, you rediscover it and it comes alive again. And you end the month in absolute power mode in this romantic area of your life. You're going to feel hugely romantic, hugely passionate, hugely intimate, hugely desiring of another person, one specific person in your life, and enjoy it, basically. Wow, awesome. So, Leo, I mean, you're a very passionate, kind of sexy beast anyway, but at the end of this month, you're really going to be feeling that. I'm going to draw your card now and see what the overall theme is for you. And it's the Magician. All right, the Magician is you can create what you want. You can go after what you want. You can pursue what it is you want to pursue. Go for it. You can get it. And you don't suffer with crippling self-doubt anyway, so just, you know, take your passion and make it happen, as they say in whatever song that is. Have a fantastic November. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like a private reading, then get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.co.uk. Email me, the address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, or find me on Facebook or Twitter under the username GregoryScott444.